טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לי לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לי לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לי לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לי לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. It is so nice to be with you on this fabulous Shabbat morning. Great to be with you too, Rabbi. Okay, great. So we're off to a really good start here. I feel really good about our connection we've just made together. For those of you who are in YouTube land, hello. Welcome. It's nice to have you as part of our service. You're joining the 400 people here in our sanctuary this morning. Just kidding. And we are excited to be celebrating Shabbat. And Keira, maybe, is going to be here as she becomes a bat mitzvah. She's going to be celebrating with all of us and chanting some Torah and sharing some words of Torah and helping us lead the service. We are very excited about that. So for those of you in YouTube land, if you wish to follow along with us in our prayer books, you can. We have a virtual one, so please go to cbiboca.org. That's our website. When you get there, at the top of the page it says worship. Hit worship, and under worship there's a section that says Shabbat. Hit Shabbat, and after you get there, there's a little section that says virtual prayer book, and then you can follow along with us if you'd like to. Those of us here, we have an actual prayer book, but you can follow along with us, and we would love that. Our service is in Hebrew and English and transliteration. That's what our prayer books have in them, so we'll ask you to chant along and pray along and be fully present in our whole service. It's not a spectator sport, so please join us throughout the entire service. It is a fun fact for today. By the way, over there, that's our associate cantor, Sarah Freudenberger, over there. Hello, Sarah. I'm Rabbi Keller. Hi. Probably should have started by saying that. Fun fact today, everyone. So yesterday was Purim, the festival of Purim, which is awesome and fabulous. The day after Purim is often, it's actually called Shushan Purim. It's a special Purim for walled cities. But it's not Shushan Purim today, even though Purim was yesterday, because Shushan Purim falls on Shabbat this year, so it's tomorrow. So it's almost as if, Keira, it's like a celebratory whole weekend for you, not only of the Shabbat and the Bat Mitzvah, but also, it's still Purim. It's still in the middle of your sandwich between Purim, Purim A and Purim B. Isn't that exciting, Keira? Yeah, you sound super excited about that. You were like, boy, am I happy that the rabbi started off the service by telling me that. Now I can really relax and enjoy the service. Whew. Yeah, I'm sure you're excited. So happy Shabbat and middle of Purim, because tomorrow we're going to have some hamantashen. And thanks to Cantor Sarah, whose husband is an excellent baker, who she brought me more hamantashen today. I can have hamantashen. So I can have hamantashen today and tomorrow. So thank you, Peter.
I have some more. We'll arrange it.
Tomer, sorry.
Now I have to have him make some for everybody.
Sorry. I mentioned it, and now everyone's going to be upset.
Thank
and now
you.
Everyone on YouTube is hearing it too. So By the way, if you want Hamantash from Peter, we're happy to give you his cell phone number. And he is happy to hand deliver, wherever you are, by the way, in the United States or beyond. He is happy to bring you Hamantash. Thanks, Peter.
Sure.
Great. Why don't we start with our service? That's probably a good idea. So before we further officially dive in, our bat mitzvah needs her talit. So we're going to invite parents up to join us up here so that you can officially put on your talit for the first time as a bat mitzvah. And by the way, it's the first time. This beautiful talit literally just came out of its packaging. So it is brand new.
On this Shabbat, we rejoice in your coming of age in our tradition. As a symbol of your entrance as a responsible member into the adult Jewish community, it is our honor to present you with this talit. Our tradition teaches us to put tzitzit, fringes on the corners of the garments in every generation as a reminder to observe all of God's commandments. Now, as a bat mitzvah, a child of the commandments, you are ready to make moral choices, to grow emotionally and intellectually, and to take responsibility for the mitzvot and your decisions. Be holy unto your God, bring blessing to our world, and may you bring the household of Israel the same pride and joy, nakas, that you bring to us.
Baruch. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who makes us holy through the mitzvot and commands us to wrap ourselves in this fringed garment. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav, b'tzivanu, lahit atef bat tzitzit.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה
Now we are officially official, since you have your talit. So we are going to dive into our service. We're going to continue now with Matovu. That's on page 74. We're going to take a nice jump now to the great transitioner of our services, the Kaddish. So we're going to continue with Chatzi Kaddish. which is on page 106.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי, וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בגלה בגלה, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולעולמי עמיה, יתברך, יתברך וישבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קדושה בריחו. לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמא, ואמרו amen.
We continue now with the Baruch Hu. That's on page 108, and together we stand.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Leolam Vayed.
We get to, right after the Baruch Hu, we get to thank God for making day, and no other way would we want to do that other than having Tyler come up and thank God for making day for us and sanctifying day for us. So he's going to come up. And we're on page 111 is where we are, in the top paragraph 111 is where we are.
In the beginning, even then, a new light was sown for the righteous, a promise that your light would become a catalyst, first for order and then for hope. Author of language and light, help us to use words as you have to cast light into dark waters and draw out justice and truth.
Baruch atah Adonai yotzer hamorot. Well done, buddy. Well done. From our and we continue now from our blessings of light and our thankfulness to God for light, is we continue now with our connection to love with God, with Shema, which is on page 114, 115.
Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Mahutov, Leolam Va'ed.
Please be seated. We continue on page 116.
Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nefshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anuhi mitzavha hayom al levavecha v'shenantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivteha b'viteha uvlekteha v'derech uvshakbiha uvkumecha ukshartam le'o al yadecha v'hayu letofot bein inecha uktavtam al mezozot beiteha uvish arecha lemon tiskeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'etem kedoshim Eloheihem Ani Adonai Eloheihem asher hotziti ethem mi eretz Mitzrayim le'yot lahem Elohim Ani Adonai Eloheihem
Adonai Eloheihem Emet.
And so from our connection to love, we now connect to our song of redemption, which is Mi Chamocha. That's on page 122.
Ya la 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 ya la 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 ya la Yisrael, Kuma Bezrat Yisrael, Uftechinu Mecha Yehuda veYisrael. Go Aleinu, Adonai Tzevaot Shemo, Kedosh Yisrael, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ga Yisrael.
We continue now with the Amidah, which can be found on page 124, and together we stand.
Adonai, simchatai tiftach ufiya jitihilateha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagidol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gamil Shesadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol,
v'Zocher Chastei Avot ve'Imahot, Umevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Hozer Umoshia Umagen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv HaRuach Umorid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chayim Bechesed, Mechayeh HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim Berofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato Lishenei Afar. Mi hamocha ba'al gevurot, umido melech, melech memit, umechayeh, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hakol.
We'll continue with the Kedusha, page 130.
Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam, kashem shmakdishim oto bishmei marom, kakatuv ayad neviecha, v'kara ze el ze ve'amar, kadosh, 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 Adonai Tzevaot, Meloch haaretz, kevodo. Adir, adirenu Adonai, Adonenu ma'adir shimcha b'chol haaretz. Baruch kevod Adonai mimkomo. Echad hu Eloheinu, hu Avinu, hu Malkeinu, hu Moshienu ve'hu Yashmienu, berachamav lehinei kol chai. Ani Adonai Elohechem, yimloch Adonai leolam, Elohai Yichzion, ledor vador, hallelujah, ledor vador, ledor vador, ledor vador, nagid God lecha, ledor vador, ledor vador, ledor vador, nagid God lecha, ula nitzach nitzachim, kedushat chanaktish, kedushat chanaktish, v'shivcha Eloheinu mipinu lo yamush, leolam leolam v'ed. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el
take some time now for our own silent prayers, thoughts, and meditations. Our silent prayer begins on page 132 and concludes on page 142. So please use the pages of our prayer book or just your own silent reflection. When you're finished, please be seated.
עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
We continue now with Seder Kirat HaTorah, the service for reading the Torah. You excited, Keira?
Yes.
Little Torah reading? Mm-hmm. Yep, we are too. Little Torah reading, so exciting. So we're going to continue now with our Torah service that begins on page 244.
אין כמוך ואלוהים אדוני, ואין כמעשיך, מלכותך מלכות כל עולמים, וממשלתך בכל דור ודור. אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך, אדוני מלך לעולם ועד. אדוני עוז לעמו ייתן, אדוני יברך את עמו בשלום. אב הרחמים, היטיב ברצונך את ירושלים, כי בכל לבד בטחנו, מלך ארם ונישא, אדון עולמי.
Page 246.
כי מציון תצא תורה, כי מציון תצא תורה, ודבר אדוני מירושלים.
248.
ברוך שנתן תורה, תורה, ברוך שנתן תורה, תורה, לעמו ישראל בקדושתו. שמע ישראל, אדוני אלוהינו, אדוני אחד, אחד אלוהינו, גדול אדוננו, קדוש שמו. גלו לאדוני איתי, ונרוממה שמו יחדיו.
Please be seated. What you are about to hear are going to be brilliant words of Torah from our bat mitzvah. She's going to explain to us a little about what's going on this week. She's going to talk to us about the Torah portion. She's going to connect it to her life. It's going to be fabulous. When she's done, you're going to think, wow, that was really good. And you're going to want to clap, but we don't clap at synagogue unless we're clapping to music. We don't applaud because it's a service and not a show. So instead of applauding, we'll give her a big hand. Let's practice. Very good job, everyone. That was excellent. Everyone was able to raise their hand very well. All right, Keira is going to share with us some words of Torah. She's going to do so very slowly. She's going to do so enunciating really, really well. Right? And she's going to take her time. Isn't that right, Keira?
Yes.
All right, good, okay. Whenever you're ready.
Every Jewish synagogue has an internal light called the Ner Tamid, which means continually burning light. At Bnei Israel, it is hanging right here. The internal light is part of the architecture and religious symbolism that all Jewish temples have in common. The Ner Tamid says illuminated 24/7. The origins of this Jewish tradition began a very long time ago. In the second book of Exodus, the story of Tetzaveh, which is my Torah portion, explains it all. God tells Moses to take olive oil and pour it in the Ner Tamid. Then God tells Moses to tell the Israelites to keep an eternal light constantly burning as well in all the Jewish temples. Moses tells them to keep it burning by feeding it oil. Next, the high priest who performs all of the rituals has to wear a robe, pants, turban, and a belt. Then you must put on a breastplate with 12 gems on it. It corresponds to the names of the sons of Israel. This will be engraved like seals, each with its name for the 12 tribes. Then on top of that, wear a big wool blue coat. On the bottom of the hem of the coat, there will be bells and little charms in the shape of pomegranates. God tells Moses' brother, named Aaron, to come forward with his 4 sons, named Nadab, Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. He is told by God to come forward with his sons and serve as priests for dignity and adornment. They are to make sacral vestments, for God and perform priestly duties. They will receive gold, blue, purple, and crimson yarns and fine linens. Their duties are to fill the Ner Tamid oil lamps. The lights were to be kindled on the lampstand. I think the moral of the story is for Jewish people to always keep the light of God burning inside of us at all times. There are times in our life when the light will burn stronger than others, but it will always be burning inside me. We should always be thankful that we are able to celebrate Judaism freely. My great-grandparents were Holocaust survivors, and they were not able to celebrate their beliefs and were lucky to have survived. Because of all of the sacrifices my ancestors have made for me to have such a blessed life, I will make to do my best to light the Shabbat candles every Friday night to carry on the tradition of the Ner Tamid. I feel it is important to keep the light alive in our Jewish community. We are constantly lighting candles and bringing our families together on Shabbat, Hanukkah, birthdays, bar or bat mitzvahs, and to honor our loved ones that we have lost. To me, the lights symbolize a celebration of life. Because of the changes in our lifestyle since the pandemic began, it is even more important to keep these traditions alive. For example, many people are unable to attend synagogue and get together with their families in person, but they can still keep the traditions going and have a sense of normalcy in this new, challenging world. I want to now share with you about the organization that I decided to sponsor. I chose the Big Dog Ranch Rescue for my bat mitzvah project because I love animals and I also own an adorable dog and a cat. I want to help all the dogs that don't have access to supplies and food. I found this organization, which is located right here in South Florida. They need our help and support for the dogs' well-being. Big Dog Ranch Rescue is the largest cage-free, no-kill dog rescue in the United States. Big Dog Ranch Rescue was founded on the idea that every dog deserves to live, and most importantly, to live a full and happy life. They are devoted to creating a healing community for dogs, both big and small, who have been neglected, abandoned, and mistreated. My family is going to volunteer at the ranch next month. My parents set up a link that had an Amazon wish list from the Big Dog Ranch Rescue with items that they desperately need. With everyone's help and generosity, we were able to donate 55 items to the rescue ranch. From dog leashes to bedding to food, we made a significant contribution and impact to numerous dogs' lives through this amazing organization. Thank you so much to everyone who donated items to make this all happen. Today is such an important day in my life, and it makes it so much more special that you are all sharing it with me, either in person or virtually. In the next few minutes, I would like to thank all of the people who helped me prepare for this milestone event. I would like to begin with thanking Tomer, my bat mitzvah tutor, for his time, dedication, and patience with me. Sadly, we couldn't study in person due to the pandemic, but our FaceTime calls were still so helpful for me. He encouraged me each week and made me feel so confident about today. Tomer always reminds me and motivates me by telling me that he is my cheerleader. As you all know, cheer is a huge part of my life. I would like to say thank you to Rabbi Keller and Cantor Sarah for guiding me through this journey and for organizing my bat mitzvah. They always made sure that I was on track and helped me along the way. I feel so fortunate that I have my grandpa Izzy here today, and he is so generous and I love him so much. I especially love and miss when we used to meet at Palm Beach Bagel for brunch before the pandemic. It makes me so sad and upset that my 3 other grandparents aren't here with us today. Mimi, Grandma Michelle, and Pop Larry are always in my heart and will always be. I miss them very much and think about them every day. Holidays are always so enjoyable with my grandpa, aunt, uncle, and cousins, but I will always miss my Uncle Sean. He would always crack me up and make me laugh so hard. Tyler, it is your turn now. Even though we argue sometimes, deep down in my heart, I do love you so much. I love jumping on our trampoline together, riding long bike rides, and riding 5 miles just so we can get ice cream, and playing with our pets, Zoe and Sparkles. Do you remember when we went on a hike in Colorado and saw goats? I remember when you were about to be born and I couldn't wait to have a baby brother. You always make me happy, smile, and laugh. I know when he gets older and becomes an adult, he will be able to achieve anything and everything he sets his mind and heart to. Lastly, Mom and Dad, today would not be possible without you. If I didn't have amazing parents like you guys, I truly wouldn't be who I am today. Your love, dedication, and support to me makes me feel so happy and special. The biggest thing I wanted to thank you for is all your support with my competitive cheerleading. I know driving me 3 times a week and taking me to away competitions is a gigantic commitment, and you always put me first. I also want to thank you all for all the fun and adventurous trips you have taken Tyler and Di on. From skiing and hiking in Colorado, to San Diego, to long car drives with Zoe to Georgia, to cruises with the family, and so much more. Mom, thank you for helping me with literally everything, especially like finding me the perfect dress to wear today. And you give me great advice. You are such a great role model, and I hope to be just like you one day. I love cooking and baking with you, and I remember all of our traditions of us baking with Mimi for Jewish holidays. I love and enjoy when you take me shopping and when you took me to Louisiana and I saw how you grew up. That was so special to me. I love you so, so much. Dad, you are the best. I love when we get to spend time just the two of us. I love swimming, running, biking, and laughing with you. Thank you so much for helping me with several school assignments. I truly appreciate every second you spend with me and to help me. I love when you take me to the beach to see Grandpa Izzy. I am so grateful and thankful to have an amazing and caring father like you. I love you so, so much. Overall, I am one lucky girl to be surrounded by so much love. Thank you, everyone.
That was really good.
Thank you so much.
And the rhythm and the speed was very good.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. It was not super fast. It was really good. It was nice. It was a nice speed. Do you want to do it again?
It's okay.
Oh, it's okay. All right. So we're going to continue with some Torah reading now. Bat Mitzvah is going to be chanting 3 different sections of Torah. Each section of Torah is called an aliyah. Aliyah in Hebrew means to go up or ascend. So we're going to invite people up to read the blessings before and after each section of Torah reading. So they'll be coming up, if you will, coming closer physically, but also spiritually connected to the Torah. The Torah scroll is wrapped up this morning with the wimple that Keira made in the fifth grade. What grade do we do wimple?
I think so.
I think it's 5th. I think it's the 5th grade. Yeah, look, she made it in the 5th grade here at CBI. Ooh, it's very nice. Mm-hmm. There you go. There you go. There's that brotherly love right there. Ooh, it's very nice. So the wimple is the special belt that wraps the Torah, and so we ask our 5th graders to make a wimple, and there it is, wrapped around the Torah this fabulous Shabbat morning. So if you want to follow along with us and you were able to get the Torah book, and you can follow along. We're on page 563 in the Torah book. If you want to follow along with the Torah blessings, that's on page 250 in the prayer book. So 250 in the prayer book, 563 in the Torah book is where we are. Keira, how are you in the spot? You got it?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. And then then the belt's there holding everything in place, and your microphone's in place. You got everything you need there? Yeah. All right, good. Okay. So we're going to be calling up our first Aliyah. So Israel Szmiga and Shlomo, is it Whites? Whites. Yamdu Israel ben Tzvi veShlomo ben. What? Do we know Shlomo's father's name? Yitzchak. Dalei Torah.
Okay. Ready? Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Baruch Adonai Baruch, Baruch Adonai HaBaruch B'Olam V'Oed, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam, Asher Bocher Bonu Mikol Ha'amim Benos Amanu Esrozo, Baruch Adonai Nosein HaTorah.
Amen.
Ve'ata tetzaveh et bnei Israel ve'ikhu eleha shemen zayit za kati lamaor le'achalot ner tamid be'ohel moed mihutz laprochetz asher al ha'edut ya'aroch oto ha'aron uvanav me'erev aboker lifnei Adonai hukat olam ledorotam me'eit b'nei Israel.
Amen. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam, Asher nasa lanu Torah emes, v'chayi olam v'tavus Elokeinu. Baruch Atah Adonai Nosein HaTorah.
Amen. Yishkach. For the honor of the second Aliyah, David and Lauren. See, Lauren, you sat back down and now you're coming back up.
Okay, love you.
Amo David ben Yisrael v'talei Torah.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMvorach.
Baruch Adonai Borach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amin v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai notein ha'torah.
Amen.
Ve'ata hakrev elecha et Aharon ahiha bet banav ito mito b'nei Israel lehanoli Aharon Nadav ve'avihu Elazar v'Tamar b'nei Aharon ve'asita v'di kodesh le'Aharon ahiha lehavod uftif aretz ve'ata tedaber el kohaf milev asher miletiv ruach chochmach ve'azu et bigdei Aharon le'kadsho le'hahanoli.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher nantan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai notein ha'torah.
Amen. For the honor of the third Aliyah, our Bat Mitzvah, Ta'amod, Yasmin Bat David, HaBat Mitzvah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Barach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
Ve'ele habgadin asher ya'azu choshen ve'efod io uchtonet tashbeitz mitznefet ve'avnit ve'azu et bigdei aharon uvanav lehanoli ve'hem iku et hazav ve'et hahelet ve'et hargaman ve'et hashani ve'et hashesh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'hayei olam nata betoheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
Simen tabu, mazel tabu, mazel tabu, simen tabu, simen tabu, mazel tabu, mazel tabu, simen tabu, simen tabu, mazel tabu, mazel tabu, simen tabu, yehelanu. Simen tabu, mazel tabu, mazel tabu, simen tabu, simen tabu, mazel tabu, mazel tabu, simen tabu, simen tabu, mazel tabu, mazel tabu, simen tabu, yehelanu. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Olechol Israel. Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Olechol Israel. Simen tabu, mazel tabu, mazel tabu, simen tabu, simen tabu, mazel tabu, mazel tabu, simen tabu, simen tabu, mazel tabu, mazel tabu, simen tabu, Yehelanu.
Woohoo! Mazel tov! All right, Keira, you can move the Siddur from the album outside the Torah there. You can kind of roll that Torah back up. And then, like switch that whole configuration. Put the Torah to the left and stuff, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The other way, good. While you're doing that, we're going to take a minute and think of those in our community who are in need of healing, a physical, emotional, or spiritual healing. If there's someone that you're thinking of here in our sanctuary and wish to share their name, please share their name at this time. Also, any of you on YouTube, if there's a name you'd like to share, please add it into our chat. We're continuing with Mishaberach, our blessing for healing. That's on page 253.
Mishaberach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
We are going to end our Torah service, so we are on page 256 in our Siddurim. Yehalelu et Shem Adonai, Kinisgav Shemo Levado.
Hoda השמיים וירם קרן לעמו תהילה לכל חסידיו לבני ישראל עם קרובו הללויה הללויה כי לכך טוב נתתי לכם תורתי אל תעזובו עץ חיים היא למחזיקים בה ותומכיה מאושר דרכיה דרכי נועם וכל נתיבותיה שלום השיבנו אדוני אליך ונשובה חדש חדש ימינו חדש ימינו כקדם.
So Keira, I think probably your parents want to say something nice to you now. Probably. They like you. Probably want to share some nice words to you. Same rules apply, by the way, for the conclusion of the adult speaking. If you want to give a big hand, you can do that too. We want to practice one more time, everybody? Big hand. Thanks. It seemed like from some of you that was a little harder to get your hand up now than it was earlier. I know it's hard to get that whole hand up, but you're able to do it. Okay.
Keira, it is finally your bat mitzvah day, February 27th, 2021. I cannot believe that this day has come so quickly. I remember when we chose this date, and now it's here. Leading up to this special day, you have had many tasks to achieve. Your preparations and diligent focus have been on your daily schedule for the past few months, and you have been committed to your bat mitzvah goals. One of the things that I love about you is that you are a true leader, always doing what you love. You know what you want, and you are not hesitant to pursue it. As most of us know, choosing Keira's bat mitzvah dress is the perfect example. If it wasn't for you, we would not have any animals in our house. Somehow, you talked and cried us into getting not only a cat, but a dog too. And I'm so happy that you did. One of my favorite memories is when you donated your hair to Locks of Love with B'nai Israel. Keira was 7 years old and she participated in this selfless mitzvah. She did not hesitate to donate her hair to help people in need. In addition, you performed a wonderful mitzvah of helping animals in need, which you heard about in Keira's speech. You are a fabulous daughter, sister, granddaughter, cousin, niece, cheerleader, and an amazing friend. You have a heart of gold, always trying to do the right thing. You always have such great energy and always light up the room when you walk in. You have an eternal light in you, just like the Ner Tamid. I know that studying your Hebrew is not your favorite thing to do. However, you really put your mind to it, and I'm proud of your hard work. I know I always tell you to be kind and treat others the way you would want to be treated. You always have, and I'm proud of you for being a good person. I know that Mimi, Pop Larry, Grandma Michelle, and Uncle Sean are so proud of all of your accomplishments. We all love you so much, and we always will.
So it's not fair. She's a much better speaker than I am, but I'll do my best here. So it has been the love of my life to watch you grow from a baby to the woman you are becoming today. We are so proud of everything you have achieved and the things you will accomplish in your life. I'm amazed how much hard work and dedication you put into any goal that you want to achieve. I'm so impressed with all of your cheerleading skills. I remember when you couldn't even do a cartwheel. A few years back, I even did one cartwheel myself. It wasn't pretty, but I did land it. Now you are doing amazing tumbling passes and lifting girls over your head by yourself. Remember when we would stunt in the pool and Keira and I were the base and Tyler was our flyer? We love you so much, and we are so proud of you. We wish you success and happiness and all life has to offer. We love you so much.
Thank you so much.
We have some stuff for you. Remember I told you we had gifts for you?
Yes.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're right underneath there. On the right. See, there's on the right, see there's like a gift and a book and a gift. Those are all yours. Let's see what you got. What is that?
A silver-plated candlestick set.
Yeah, they're candles. They're candlesticks for you to use to light for Shabbat or for holidays,
Thank you.
for forever.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What's that?
I got the Torah.
You got the Torah. Look at that. We gave you a travel-sized Torah.
Thank
and,
you.
Well, there's more. Open the cover. What does the cover say to the Torah? Wait.
Oh.
Yeah. Open that up. What does it say on the inside cover? Inside cover. Open it up. There you go. What does it say there?
Turn it, for everything is in it.
What else does it say?
Talmud Avot 5:2, presented to Keira Szmiga on the occasion of her bat mitzvah. Tetzaveh, February 27, 2021, and 15 Adar 5781, by Congregation B'nai Israel, Boca Raton, Florida.
That's us.
Yeah.
So we give it to you. That's
Thank you.
awesome. And by the way, you should thank Ken or Sarah for the travel ones.
Thank you so much.
She was the big pusher for the travel ones because we were debating to give you, we were deciding between to give you like this one or that one, and she was like, no, get that one because that one's a travel one, you can go with it. This one's like a hardbound cover, so that was brilliant on Sarah's part. Finally,
Thank you.
Sarah, something brilliant. I'm just kidding. Yeah. So
Thank you.
yeah, so that's from us. And oh, by the way, the candlesticks are from the Sisterhood of the Synagogue. Right, the Torah book is from the synagogue in general, and the next gift is from the Brotherhood of the synagogue. What is that?
It's a book that the title says Jews Rock.
Does it say anything else?
Dear Keira, Mazel Tov on your bat mitzvah, February 27, 2021, 15 Adar 5781, CBI Brotherhood.
Woo! Look at that. So you got a book from the Brotherhood. That looks like a pretty book. Looks like a nice coffee table book.
Yeah, it looks very nice.
Yeah, it looks cool. Oh yeah, look at that. Those look like rock stars and stuff.
Yeah.
Looks like there's Jewish rock stars. It's not a very big book, but a book nonetheless with Jewish rock stars. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's from us to you on this fine day. And now I get to talk to you. Everyone else got to talk to you. Now I get to talk to you. So listen, everyone said it. It makes perfect sense, right? That and I say this every week. So Ken or Sarah knows exactly what I want to say, and Tomer knows exactly what I'm going to say, and Todd knows what I'm going to say, and everyone knows what I'm going to say. Mike in the back, who takes care of our camera, is like, I know what he's going to say. And that is, I don't think that your picture Torah portion, I think it picks you, actually. Did you know I was going to say that? Yeah. What? You knew I was going to say that? How did you know that? But this one I think is more perfect than others. Because Tetzaveh, so let's just talk about like the basic stuff on Tetzaveh. So Tetzaveh talks about mitzvot, about commandments, right? The word actually mitzvah, Tetzaveh, has the same root word in it, which is mitzvah, which means commandment. So we heard about in your speech from you and from your parents about how you were living those mitzvot and how you really connected and resonated with your big dog rescue, right? So while we also just rescued a dog recently, not a big dog, he's actually a very small dog, but still a rescue dog. So I think he's really cute. Anyway, sorry, we'll talk about my dog later. So you certainly fulfilled the mitzvah part because tetzaveh mitzvah has that connection.
Yeah.
Right? The next part is, right, there's this idea of, and your mom mentioned it, I think she mentioned it at least twice, is your dress, right? So like how long did it take to find the dress?
Months.
Months. I heard there was an S after that. Months, not
Yeah.
month.
It took a really long time.
What's that? Oh, you picked it up this morning. Months.
Yeah,
So,
it took
all right.
forever.
What's that?
It took a very long time to find one.
Yeah, look, it takes me a long time for me to find a white dress also, so I understand. I understand. White dresses are very hard to check. Tomer, you find it very hard for you to find a white dress. Not for you. How many white dresses do you have? A lot. Okay, great. So look, this matches perfectly because the Torah portion talks about what in terms of dressing? Who's dressed in a certain way, right? In your Torah portion, there's a guy who's dressed up and he has to wear certain things.
Moses?
Well, not Moses. The guy, the high priest, is dressed up, right? Like,
yeah.
what does he have to wear? He has to wear like pants, you said, right? He has to wear like the ephod, that breastplate, right?
Yeah, the breastplate.
He has to wear a sash in honor of Sarah. He has to wear a sash. We talked about that, right? I thought you were going to wear your sash today, by the way. I know. So all of these things match perfectly, I think, with the clothing and the dress.
Thank you.
And right, that sort of fits. It's literally like the Torah portion picked you, and it all kind of worked perfectly. But here's where I'm taking it to the next level. So yes, it's very nice that the word mitzvah is connected to the mitzvot that you're doing. It's nice that the connection is that you have this great connection and happiness and joy that you found this particular dress. The Torah portion talks about what the high priest was wearing. But I want to talk about the hem on the coat that he had to wear. Right? And do you remember on the hem on the bottom of the coat, what was hanging there? Remember that from the Torah portion?
Yes, I do know what you're talking about, but I forget the name of it, but I do know what you're
Yeah, there was like a bell.
about. Yeah,
And what was in the shape of? That fruit?
A pomegranate.
Pomegranate, good, excellent. So a bell and a pomegranate, right? And it's interesting that the Torah portion goes out of its way to tell us that there's a bell and a pomegranate, and it actually says a bell and a pomegranate, a bell and a pomegranate. It says it 2 times, so that we understand that it's like a bell, like all around the hem of this coat that he's wearing. And that bell is there, first of all, because no one else is allowed to go into where he goes. He's the high priest, gets to go into the Holy of Holies. It's like going into the ark. It's like if I went into the ark and I closed the doors in the ark and I just was hanging out in the ark, which might be fun actually, but I'm not going to do right now. Sarah's like, please don't. He and no one else got to go in there. And yeah, be careful on the microphone. And the thing is no one else could go in there at all. So they actually had to tie a rope around him, because when he went inside, if they had to pull him out for some reason, they couldn't go and rescue him. They had to pull him out with this rope. That's not why. That's the important part for me is the bell and the pomegranate, and that is so that they could hear him, because the sound that emitted from him, some people say, also created this presence of God. Like they could hear him moving around inside of this special holy place. It was like the sound was helping for people to understand that he was interacting with holy things, right? And so I think that's the connection that I would love for you to take away from this Torah portion, is this sound, this like thing that you're going to now be sending out in the universe as a bat mitzvah. So up until now, you have been under the Jewish care, if you will, of your parents. Now, Jewishly, you're on your own essentially, because you're a bat mitzvah. They're probably going to let you back in the house after the service and feed you. No, your dad's like, you're out, you're done. So, finished. But now what I'm saying is, just like your Torah portion reminds us with these bells of like this sound that's like, it's a reminder. The sound's a reminder that you have to remind yourself over and over and over again that as a bat mitzvah, you have to continue doing the mitzvot. You have to continue, whether it's the dog rescue or other mitzvot or other connections or other parts of things you can do here at CBI, sort of like with your donation of your locks of love, right? So many things that you can do, and I would love for you to remember that sound. It's a memory that you're going to constantly be reminded over and over and over again to do these mitzvot and to continue to do good Jewish things in your life. Can you do that?
Yes.
All right, good. So if it's okay with you, which we talked about Thursday? Was that yesterday? No, yesterday was Friday. That we're going to offer a little blessing for you. How is that? Well,
That sounds good.
all right, good.
Yivarechecha Adonai ve'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and protect you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May God's presence shine upon you and be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav Ve'yasem lecha shalom.
May God's presence be with you all the days of your life and bring you peace. As together we all say, Amen. We're going to begin to conclude our service with Aleinu. That's on page 282 in your Siddur, in your prayer books. 282, and together we stand.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer bereshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, velo samanu kemishpachot ha'adama, shelo samchelkenu kahem, vegoralinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
We transition our thoughts now to Kaddish Yatom, to Mourner's Kaddish. We think of those in our community who are thinking of their loved ones in the period of Shiva, the immediate 7-day mourning period, and Shloshim, the immediate 30-day mourning period. In the period of Shiva, we think of Shlomo Meyerson and Alfred Jacobson. In the period of Shloshim, we think of Bernice Maslin, Joseph Kammer, Lawrence Apotheker, Sidney Cutler, Sherry May Wagner, Al Smith. And our Yortzites, we think of Nurit Weitz, Michelle Szmiga, Larry Blanchard, Sean Blanchard, George Sikowski, Harry and Lillian Szmiga, Yitzchak and Zipporah Weitz, Raphael Weitz. We think of Morris Abrams, Samantha Allen, George Bukowski, Barbara Clapp, L. Barry Cohen, L. Barry Castillo, Ann Fass, Frida Fisher, Lawrence Fisher, Max Frank, Lena Gertz, Manny Goldblatt, Ann Goldsmith, Paul Goodwin, Florence Hodis, Francis Kagan, Simon Kaplowitz, Pinkas Kawa, Mortimer Kent, Arthur Klein, Hedwig Kupferberg, Vivian Meadows, Claire Meyerson, Arthur Mickler, Evelyn Miller, Marcia Pollock, Mildred Reamer, Bernard Reiter, Marlene Rosen, Rose Bear Sachs, Carl Schneidkraut, Sam Schneiderman, Martin Silver, Saul Silverman, Bessie Spillfogel, Zelda Steinberg, Ernstein Stern, Sandy Sussman, Stuart Wall, Ira Weindruck, Maxine Weissman, Edith Weprin, Abraham Yasmin. To those names, we add any names that you would like to add here in our sanctuary. And for those of you on YouTube, if you want to add any names into our chat, please add their name at this time as we continue with Kaddish Yatom, Mourner's Kaddish 294. Itkadal v'ikadash shmei Rabbah, v'amad yivrach cherutei v'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon u'chay dechol beit Israel bagala v'zman kariv, ve'imru amen. יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולמי עולמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה, שמי לקודשה בריחו, נעלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום ממרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. Ve'imru, amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel. As together we say, amen. We're going to conclude our service with
Ein Keloheinu.
Ein Keloheinu 322.
Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Mi Eloheinu, Mi Chadonenu, Mi Chemalkeinu, Mi Chemoshienu, Nodal Eloheinu, Nodal Adonenu, Nodal Emalkeinu, Nodal Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atahu Eloheinu, Atahu Adonenu, Atahu Malkeinu, Atahu Moshienu.
Adonai oz la'amo yiten, Adonai v'ach, and l'tamo v'shalom, may God give strength unto our people, continue to bless us with hope and strength and love and peace. Shabbat shalom and mazel tov, everybody. Shabbat shalom, mazel tov. Yay.